2 million children are trapped inside Syria as the conflict within rages. And a quarter of Syria's refugees are children. Many of them are displaced in camps where they're suffering from fear and depression. Thousands of children have died since the war began in 2011. And the UN says there have been cases where children have been tortured and executed. A UN report in June said Syrian children are suffering the heaviest toll. It said that government forces, as well as rebels, have been using boys and girls as suicide bombers or human shields. Well, for more on this, we're joined by Leila Zerrougui, who's live from Lebanon's capital, Beirut. Leila is the United Nations representative on children and armed conflict. Very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera, Leila. Now, the UN recently said that the conflict in Syria, in fact, has caused the world's worst refugee crisis since the Rwandan genocide, and we hear that a quarter of Syria's refugees are children. But let me ask you this. Do the numbers really tell the whole story? Because countries where you are, for example, in Lebanon, all of the refugees are not registered.
I think that when we gave numbers, it's just to give you an idea about the disaster and how unbearable the situation is for the civilian. But I visited the four neighboring countries that are receiving refugees. But inside Syria, you have also all the displaced families that I have an opportunity to meet, some of them coming from all over the countries. And even those who are not displaced, they lost everything. This war is affecting every family. Each person I talk to, they lost members of their family, their homes. They are injured, they are killed, maimed. Children are used, as you said, by armed group as part of in combat and in other functions. Children are lost their environment, they lost their schools, they are not going to school, they are full. Those who are desperate or full of anger and would like to see revenge. And they will not have the access to school, which means a future generation, if these conflicts continue, will be illiterate and also exposed to radicalization.
Right.
So I think that everyone is affected in Syria.
And you've also visited children outside of Syria as well.
Yes, in the four neighboring countries. In Jordan, I visited Zaatari, Zarqa and other places, and even community. I did the same in Turkey, particularly in Gaziantep. And also I visited in Iraq, in Kurdistan, and in Lebanon, in the community, in Al-Biqa', in Al-Hilwa. This conflict is affecting the Syrian and the Palestinian alike.
So what is the best way, Leila, for NGOs, for the United Nations to help the children and the refugees deal with the effects of war and displacement?
I think they are ready. They are ready. They would like to do. They are asking for more access. They are asking for more funding. So the most important is, first of all, to ensure that the access is provided to the humanitarian, United Nations, and also NGOs. But also we provide the funding for schools, for example, for education. We all hear about Malala calling for education for children. The children of Syria are affected. They need to go to school. There is no enough space everywhere for them, inside and outside. 4,000 schools have been destroyed. About 667 are now used as shelter. These are the future of Syria. So all those who are working on the crisis would like to have fund, would like to have medication, would like to have access, and we need to see also other more complicated issues, the bureaucratic issue, the security, but also in good faith allow the access from both sides to those who try to elevate this unbearable situation that affect all the civilians, but most particularly children.